death from measles. It comes 1 week after an unvaccinated 6-year-old child.
Health officials have now identified patient
now
zero.
Threatening a $2,000 daily fine for anyone infected with or exposed to measles who enters a public area.
It is still the same old story that there are people who have this belief, the people who we call the conspiracy theorists.
The moment you mention RNA, DNA, people say, you're going to attack my whole body.
There is hesitance among many people in communities, even in the diaspora.
Vaccine development goes through a vigorous process and various stages.
In Nova Scotia, vaccine awareness is more than just a public health initiative. It's a movement led by the community, for the community. The United African Canadian Women Association, with support from the Public Health Agency of Canada's Immunization Partnership Fund, is working to bridge the gap between knowledge and action.
We are the United African Canadian Women's Association, and I'm also the president of the association. Well, the goal is to increase our vaccine uptake in the African immigrant refugee community in Nova Scotia.
My role in this project is to lead the project activities. I'm the project coordinator for the Immunization Partnership Fund project. So we need to let our people know the right information when it comes to vaccine.
Yes, interestingly, vaccines and immunizations have not always had a good reputation. Both here and in Africa, even though I was fairly young at the time that vaccines were being introduced in the schools. I can still remember my parents saying, when they come to try and give you injections or give you those white cubes, run away. They are trying to kill our children.
So many myths around the community that is preventing them to take the vaccines.
And some of that is based on the way that Western countries used to dump bad drugs in African countries or even here in Black community.
Yes, that did happen many years ago, but we have to say there has not been that in recent history.
I haven't had so far any negative personal vaccine issues.
No, I don't have any worries or concern about vaccine.
I've not had any concerns about vaccination.
Yeah, ever since I started vaccinating my children, I haven't had any symptoms.
The only thing I know is that some people don't like taking the vaccine. They want their system to be able to fight it.
Because they really don't have enough information. That is why they are reluctant.
عندي بالنسبة للكوفيد-19.
I have regarding COVID-19.
Well, I mean, I've heard a lot about it having side effects and long-term effects, I mean, doubts, that make me hesitate to take a step to get it. But especially COVID-19.
Some people believe that some of the vaccines cause infertility.
But no, there is no problem with infertility.
It does not affect fertility at all, not according to history, not according to practice or anything like that.
It's just now, in modern times, that all these arguments are coming up because people are deliberately spreading misinformation.
I don't know if we can ever counter social media misinformation completely.
Oh yes, I would say misconceptions about vaccines are there and they still continue.
They will come across a lot of things, a lot of negative things, a lot of bad things.
And most of it stems through the misinformation about what the actual vaccine is because they don't have any idea.
Certainly being afraid of getting vaccine is valid.
Because they don't know where the vaccines are coming from.
It's like the chemicals that are the chemical component of the vaccines, they do not know about it.
You have to know what you're getting into your system, right?
In fact, it will not be normal if you don't.
The vaccine development process goes through a vigorous process and various stages. For example, we have the preclinical stage where scientists, test vaccines in the lab as well as animals. And then it moves on to the clinical stage, which has several stages. For example, stage 1, the vaccines are tested in a small number of people, and then phase 2, larger group, and then phase 3, thousands of participants. This is to ensure safety and efficacy.
As part of this initiative, organizers believe that understanding community concerns starts with listening.
From the survey that we conducted, we also asked a question from the respondent that who will you go to for trusted for accurate information about vaccine? And over 80% said their trusted information source is their healthcare professional.
Because the health professionals have your best interests at heart.
They're always there to help. They're always there to answer questions.
In Nova Scotia, I have a family physician, and it's very important to taking care of my health and making sure I understand everything clearly.
It's actually a positive finding that people are beginning to trust healthcare professionals, which is great.
For many newcomers to Canada, adjusting to a new healthcare system can be overwhelming.
Suddenly, you are in a new country where you don't even understand how to move from point 1 to point 2.
They do not know they do not where to get the vaccines, and also in terms of transportation. When they are here, they are still new. The costs that are associated, some will not have the money for it.
So we have all kinds of challenges.
They face quite a number of challenges in terms of access, because I think it's an issue of the lack awareness.
We always have this open line. We have a WhatsApp community where we post these things. Anybody who has any problem, it immediately contacts us.
But for newcomers, I think it just makes a whole lot of sense to take the vaccine.
We're here probably to upgrade ourselves economically. For us to be able to work, we need to be in good health.
Community, It's great to have a group like this supporting the community, especially around understanding vaccinations.
I work as a Baptist minister, and the work that we do as faith leaders is a form of healthcare. It's community building, teaching good values, which lead to good choices, and that leads to healthier lifestyles.
The first clinic we had was done in the mosque, and the clinics were well attended. So it showed that the religious leaders support our project. If not, they wouldn't have given us their facility to use for this project. We understand that for religious belief, there are some women who cannot expose some part of their body. So one of the reasons why we took this vaccination clinic to the mosque setting in a private place, we provided a private cubicle where it is easy for them to expose the parts that needed to be injected for the vaccine.
In terms of vaccination access, some of the challenges that our community face include language barriers.
Because our community is diverse, not everybody speaks English, not everybody even read their own language.
And I was using Somali translations to better understand health information. It's really important to feel confident in what I was reading, especially when it's about my health.
During the clinics and our workshop, we get interpreters who come to interpret, because we have people who don't speak English.
You'll notice we have pamphlets in Somali language, in Arabic, in Swahili, in French. But some people do speak those languages, but they're not literate in their language, so they can't read.
Even the professional may have 1 or 2 questions to ask them about their experiences about vaccine in the past. So these are where we need the interpreters to interpret these questions and also guide them in their decision making.
Because we want what we call informed consent. We want them to understand why they're taking the vaccines. We want them to know the importance of the vaccines.
So that no one is forced to take vaccine, but they understood the reason why they are there, the reason why they are taking that vaccine.
Through this initiative, healthcare professionals, researchers, and advocates are working together to debunk misinformation, provide clear and factual information, and build vaccine confidence within the Black community.
I did take the vaccine, and I'm still alive. And so it's safe to say that if there are vaccinations, if there are experiments and progressions in medicine, we should take full advantage of it. We take advantage of progress. We don't hark back to the past.
Things are improving, and so a project like this one is a great step.
I want to say thank you to our partners, Public Health, Nova Scotia, Public Health Agency of Canada, especially the IPF division. Thanks to our community leaders, they helped to make this project a success.
I want to encourage people of African descent that we should embrace initiatives like this. The vaccines are there to help us, not to hurt us. The vaccines is the right of everyone. Getting vaccinated is the right of everyone.
Because at the end of the day, it will go a long way in saving lives.
I would say the vaccines are safe.
Vaccines are safe.
Vaccination is safe. Go get your vaccinations up to date.
So please come out, come in your numbers, come get vaccinated. Vaccine saves life. Thank you.